Good morning, James Bryant with Arkansas Weather Network. We've got a couple of things to talk about today involving fire weather. But before we get into it, one of our newest partners is TAMCO. Weather puts your roof to the test. TAMCO shingles are engineered for high performance that protect your home when it matters most. You can visit tamco.com to learn more about their products. What I'm showing you right here is not something we look at often in Arkansas, but it's the fire weather outlook. And the Storm Prediction Center actually has a branch that draws fire weather outlooks, and you see that part of northwest Arkansas is in an elevated to critical fire weather area today. And adding on to that, the National Weather Service has issued what's called red flag warnings. Sometimes they're also called fire weather warnings up all the way into northwest Arkansas. So goes without saying, burning, not a good idea today. The relative humidity very low in that part of the state, and so any fires that do get going could get out of control rather quickly. It will be very, very warm. Temperatures across all of Arkansas today will likely be in the mid to upper 70s. We're looking at 76 at Little Rock, 79 at Texarkana, and even 70s are common all across northwest Arkansas. You factor that in with the low relative humidity and winds, which will be gusting from 25 to 20 miles per hour at times. That's why you get that heightened fire danger. The fire danger is lower across the rest of the state, but it's not zero, so it's just a good idea not to burn today. You see the winds there as we approach noon. The highest in northeast Arkansas, they're going to be up in that 20 to 25 mile per hour zone through the late afternoon before they begin to subside as you go into Thursday night. Friday, high temperatures will be a touch cooler because we have a front that's coming through the state on your Thursday. Temperatures are going to start stepping down just a little bit as we go through the next couple of days. The weekend actually looks pretty cool. Upper 50s to near 60 on Saturday. And then as you get into the weekend, Sunday a little bit cooler than that. And then it's pretty cool on Monday and Tuesday as well. Monday, some locations may have trouble hitting the 50-degree mark. Again, we've been talking about it for a couple of days. It does not look like this cool down lasts long. We're back into the 60s by Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Here's Futurecast. There's a front that's pushing through today. It's going to push this cloud cover off towards the east. That's why we're going to really warm up in the afternoon. It doesn't look like there's going to be much in the way of rain, maybe a sprinkle or two. I wouldn't expect much out of it. As you get into the weekend, there's another front that's coming through. But again, it just Friday evening into early Saturday, maybe a few showers, maybe something a little bit heavier over part of the state. But generally, we are not expecting this to be a big deal, and it's going to come and go with little fanfare and with little precipitation to show for it, and we will be clearing out by Saturday afternoon. The big story is going to be the colder air, which will be left with us by the time we get to the end of the weekend. Monday morning, there's a good chance most of us go below freezing with 20s up in North Arkansas, hard freeze up in North Arkansas. Monday afternoon, you see getting right to 50 degrees in central Arkansas, but a lot of the day is spent in the 40s. So the coolest day in a couple of weeks for a lot of us by the time we get to Monday. And then Tuesday morning, I think all of the state, almost all of the state, gets to experience a freeze with a good chance that even central Arkansas and part of South Arkansas sees temperatures down in the upper 20s. So that is all we have to show you for the next 4 to 5 days. As kind of a little bit of a roller coaster. But fortunately, we don't have to deal with any thunderstorms along the way. You look at as we get towards the middle of next week, that warm-up returns. If we're going to see another round of a big round of thunderstorms and widespread rain, all the data that we have right now indicates that it could be March before we see that happen. So it could be a very dry into February, though there are some indications that we might have something to watch right at the end of February. Hey, have a great day and enjoy the very, very warm weather. And remember, no burning.